Hi, good evening. Thank you for coming. It's really nice to have all of you here. And tonight we have Ronit. And Ronit is a professional speaker, and she is devoted to really help single people find their match. And she has gotten herself through the process of looking for her match for a while, and it seems like she has really great input. And speaking to her one time on the phone, I came up with the idea of having her creating this class, and I'm very happy that you're here and that you could share with us your inputs and your advice and what you have to say about dating, about us, about the world, about guys, about marriage, about what tips you have, what things would help us evolve and get to reach our goal of finding a guy and there's lots of time getting married. So thank you so much for coming today, and nice
Thank you very much. Wow. Am I really good? Firstly, I just want to thank Nachlia for hosting tonight's talk. And thank you all to you brave souls for coming out tonight, whether you're in person here, if there's a crowd out there, I'm not sure, or even if you're watching this online, because hopefully we'll be filming this and this will be going on YouTube. So you can watch it at your own pace, and feel free to reach out and be in touch if you have any questions or the like. Firstly, I don't know if you noticed, like Nachlia, I apologize, has a far prettier face than me. Okay, let's be honest now. She's got a far prettier face than me, so you probably focus on what Nachlia had to say, right? In our generation, we're 21st century people, right? Where everything's got to be instant, like WhatsApp. You didn't write back, you got the great text, but did you see my message? Why aren't you writing back? I wrote to you, come on, right. It has to be cheat chat. So I'm a kindergarten teacher. I work with 2 to 3 year olds. And fortunately, I like to think I'm blessed seeing the whole picture. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I was listening to Nachlia, but I was also playing with these bottles. I don't know if any of you noticed that in the crowd or in the YouTube video, whatever the case may be, but I was playing with these bottles. Now, it doesn't mean I don't listen to what Nachlia has to say. Believe me, like, I gave Nachlia 3 seconds notice, and she spoke far better than I'm going to speak tonight. And I really want to thank you for hosting tonight's talk. And my goal is, I want to, like Nachlia said beautifully, to get you to the end line. To get you to the end line, to be able to be like myself, happily married. Okay, but there'll be a few digressions, but why was I playing with these bottles and lids? Because I'm a kindergarten teacher? Maybe. But I promise you, by the end of this talk, in 4 hours and 55 minutes, you will find out why I played with these bottles. You might not find out now, but I promise you, by the end of this talk, you'll find out why. Okay. I want to thank every single one of you, whether you're sitting on an invisible couch, whether you're watching at home with the type of ice cream, like, oh my gosh, another sheet of da. Wherever you are, if you're in Australia, God only knows why, if you're in South Africa, no matter where you are, every single one of you deserve a big clap. Literally. But why? Why am I getting you to clap? To keep you awake? I should be doing it. I'm half asleep and I didn't even work today. I'm giving you all a big, non-literal clap because you're doing the first step. You're admitting, I need help. Help me, God. I hope I don't wake up the neighbors. I'm sorry. Help me, God. I'm doing my history. Lord, I'm doing my thing. Help me by coming tonight, even if you're not here in the crowd, you're watching at home, you're watching wherever you are. Good for you. Good for you. I want to make that very clear. I also want to say a big thank you, like I said, to Nachlia for hosting. Kol hakavod. Big thank you. Who else I want to thank? Now, I can't see anyone in the crowd, so maybe just Nachlia turned up. Who knows? But there is someone else who is here. He also doesn't want to maybe show his face, but let's be honest, he's my husband. Forgive me. There's a male in the room. Please forgive me. You forgive me, God. He has to be here because someone has to. If you can just take some pen and paper, it's not an exam, I promise you. He has to be here because I can't film myself. I don't believe in selfies. Even during the dating process. Hey, this is man to the Eiffel Tower. Hey, this is me giving a talk. We need a male to film me because the girls, let's be honest, you all need to pay attention. Even if there's not a test. Even if there's not a test. Maybe. I also really want to give a big thank you. Not to the ceiling. It's very clean actually. To the man upstairs. Do you have men upstairs? Well, I'm glad they're not here tonight. God, thank you for getting me to this stage, which you guys are going to get to with your help.
Amen.
Kol hakavod. See? First step, and she's just walked in. You go, girl. I also want to thank my family. Sounds like class, I want to thank God, I want to thank my family, and I wouldn't have done it without you guys. Let's be cliche. Thank you to my dear darling family. Yes, because they're watching this on YouTube. They subscribe to my channel. I have to remember to pay them to subscribe to my channel. But I know this. Thank you to my darling father, my brothers, the sisters-in-law, the nieces and nephews, and my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and comes. Thank you everyone for all their unconditional love and support. Topher Weinberg, I don't know how many of you have heard of her. She's a famous shadchanit. Yeah, she's very
She's well known.
If you don't know her, it's not feel bad. I can maybe get you in touch with her. She wanted to live in America. She used to, but she made Aliyah. Yeah. So if you need her details, please be in touch afterwards, and you can try to organize a shidduch to organize a shidduch. Made sense in my head. She really wanted to come tonight, but through no fault of her own, she wasn't able to come, but she's a big endorser of my speaking. And a big thank you to, she was at the first talk, Chasya. She designed the pamphlet for tonight's talk. And a big thank you, if you're in the room, if you're not in the room, Chasya, thank you very much. Also Lynn Myers, she's one of the big machas in, the big people in the Emek Learning Center, and she, yeah, very good. So she's been encouraging me to give this talk as well. Okay, enough of the thank yous, because I've received my Golden Globe. Okay, before we started, I wanted you all to get a sheet of paper and pen. Does everyone have one? I know we're 21st century people and paper, pen. Come on, you're the host, you've got to make a good impression.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get some.
We've got here, if that's okay, yeah?
Would you like to drink something? Coffee, water, tea? Water?
So while Natalia is being the waitress, I want you all to be very honest with yourself, okay? I'm not going to get you to read them out because I don't know if there's a crowd here or if there's not a crowd here. I would like you all to be honest with yourself. You can look at your friend's sheet of paper, you cannot look at your friend's sheet of paper, but be honest to yourself, okay? I want you to write the top 10 things that you're looking for in a shidduch. Okay, I'm going to give you time. Remember, it goes for 3 hours and 44 minutes this talk. We've already spent 1 minute on it. If it's too much, it's all good. You can do the top 5. No less than 5, please. That's I insist.
10 things that?
You're looking for in a shidduch.
Okay.
If it's too much, like I can hear it's probably going to be too much. Just do the top 5, and we'll wait a couple of minutes, and I said, Nachlia, it's not going to be read out loud. It's just something between you, God, and the paper. Maybe you need, we'll give you a bit of time. And I just repeat, you're not going to read it out. It's just between yourselves. And I'm not going to go, oh, what did you write? You know? And while you're doing that, I just want to say as well, bear in mind while you're doing this, I said prior to this being filmed, I am not a shadchanit. Okay, I want to say again, I'm not a shadchanit. Some people ask me, oh, you shadchanit. Oh, this is my list, and you tell me fine. I can try. I can definitely try, maybe, but please don't rely on me to be your matchmaker to say, find me a match, like there's something fit on the roof. I can only try my best. For the imaginary audience or the real audience, has everyone got at least 5? 3? Okay, 1 or 2 more? Done? It's hard. I'll be honest with you, with all due respect, I also find it very, very challenging. It's very hard. What am I looking for? He's got to have black hair, because I want kids with black hair. Sounds like I'm describing my husband, maybe I am. He's got to have glasses, because he'll see the good in me. He's got to have long nails, because he'll play guitar. He'll be a musician. It's very, like a lot of times when we think about making a list, even if it's things I want to do in the day, things I want to achieve in my list, when we write it down, we're like, oh, it's not that much. Here I thought I had to do so much, but when push comes to shove, excuse the expression, it's really not that much. So if we have 5, we can work with that. At least 4, is that fair to say? Imagine your audience, real audience. Okay. Now what I want you to do, I want you to put down your pen, please, pencil, whatever you have. Pick up your piece of paper. And I want you, it's not a joke, to rip up your piece of paper.
What?
Rip it up. Tear it up. Good. Rip it up. Let out all the aggression. God, why are you making me wait so long for shit? Let out all the aggression. The day your flatmate did this to you, your best friend did this, let it all out. Rip it up into tiny. So
I want
then
that to be your
step it up.
paper then.
Perfect.
I want that to be your paper then to rip out.
Okay, when my talk is finished. I want to give it again though. And it took me so long to make this. Now, why did I get you to rip it up?
I don't know.
Because maybe we need to start from a blank canvas.
Expectations?
Expectations, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, I've only ever given the talk once before, but no one has ever, and I repeat, ever said that before. Brilliant answers. I like to think, maybe it's confetti for your wedding. Oh, they got married. Your answers are far better to the imaginary audience. Now, why did I want you to rip it up? Now, this is serious. I can be serious. It might hurt a bit. Might need Panadol for the pain for being serious. But why did I get you to rip it up? Lists are a waste of time. Okay? I will say it again. It's not because I'm hard of you. Lists are a waste of time.
Do you mind if I make notes in my phone?
Now I really feel like a teacher, can I make it? There'll be no exam at the end, at the end of the semester. I'll
No,
do it.
it's just for me to.
Video. Lists are a waste of time, okay? We think we have the perfect idea of a match, right? We say, I'm pretty tall, right? If you can see me, I'm tall. I don't even know if you can probably see he's down on the screen when we film this but I'm the short one in my family. Believe me, I'm the short one. And look, I've been set up with all walks of life. Now, I don't want to go into that because we have a deal. If I talk about my past, my husband can talk about Corona. And I don't like talking about Corona. The best of times. So if you want, we'll do it when he's not in the room and then he doesn't have a free Corona pass. But in short, I've been set up with anything and everything. Okay? And while it's being filmed, I don't want to embarrass them because chances are they're probably going to watch it. And then, embarrassment and it's not my turn. But at the end of the day, you might not think it because we're in this stage now. You're in this stage now, I apologize. Hashem knows what's best. It doesn't seem like it. Really? You mean to tell me Hashem knows best? I'm years old and I'm still waiting for a shidduch? Now, I don't know how old you are in the crowd, and that's even if there is a crowd out there, I don't know how old any of you are. And guess what? You're not going to know how old I am. And if you do not, don't divulge it.
18 plus.
With no experience. I'm 18 in 6 months. My birthday's in September. Feel free to send the wedding gifts. The birthday gifts, sorry. I'm thinking of your goals, the wedding gifts. Now, the thing is, we think we know what Hashem wants. But you know what? He knows best. I know someone. I told her tonight, I will not mention, not tonight, when I first gave the talk, I'm not going to mention her name. She said, no, mention my name. I'm like, no, I'm not mentioning her name. But she had a list, okay?
She had what?
A list of what she wanted. She said, he's got to be single, not married before. Okay, let's bear in mind, she's between 30 and 55, okay?
Well, that is weird.
He's got to be single, he's got to have no kids, he's got to be skinny, and he's got to be this, and he's got to be that, and he's got to be Chagagya. Like the list goes on, you know, the song then of Pesach. Chagagya, we like, and he's got to be this, you know, how many things you want on your list? Her list can be as long as my talk, which is now 2.5 hours to go, by the way, ladies. We've already finished an hour and a half. But what I'm saying is, we can't have a list. Hashem knows best. And you know who she's married to now? I'll tell you who she's
Who's she
married to.
married to?
I'm not going to say his name because he might not want to. He is the exact opposite of what she wanted. You could not get more opposite. He's a male. She wanted that. That's a relief. Don't want to embarrass her. He's got to be male, like, you know, room for negotiation. Yeah, he's got to be the opposite gender to me. I don't judge. I just talk about people behind their backs, but not on film. And guess what? He's been married before. And he's got kids. Hashem, what are you doing? And he's a bit punky. But they're happily married. That is why I got you to rip up your sheet of paper. Lists are a waste of time. Come on. We can have this perfect vision. He's got to look like Brad Pitt. He's got to be, you know, major. And he's taken on. Oh no, he got divorced, so he's on the market. He's on the market. You might want to convert him first.
I
Yes.
have a question. What's the difference between having a list and having a list of your non-negotiables? Yes.
Very good.
Like, because
Very, very, very good question. Can I be honest with you? That is the introduction to my next part of the talk.
okay.
No, it's perfect, because that makes me keep track of where we're up to. Page 3. Out of 25 billion. I've been known I don't answer questions. But I'm going to try my hardest tonight. If I don't, feel free to say, you may answer my question. I paid good money for this talk to hear your, you know, money back guarantee. I was born in Australia. That's why probably not a single person in the virtual world won't understand my accent, because my accent is Australian. Forgive me, I was born in Australia, second generation Australian. No one understands the word I say. When I speak to the kids in the gun, wah, wah, wah. Okay, because they're Cheoks, that's already what they say, but that's for another topic maybe. I came to the realization one day. It was Pesach 2008, okay, like Passover, around April time, and I was walking with my dad down the street in Australia. Hey Abba, I want to make a difference. And this was before motivational talks, believe me, maybe TED Talks were out there. I want to find a shidduch. I moved from Sydney to Melbourne, which is like Yerushalayim, Tel Aviv, like it's an hour or so. Nothing's happening in Melbourne. I'm years old. Nothing is happening. And he says, well, what do you mean? I said, I want to find a shidduch. And I don't know if anyone is watching or whoever is around. It was never an option.